How's it going, everyone? My name is Nori Plays and welcome to a different Volleyball 4.2 tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a basic jersey starting with this template. But first of all, before we even get started, make sure you get downloading because you need paint.net. If you Google paint.net or even paint.net, as you can see, you've got paint.net. The download link will be in the description below for this software, because this is what you use to figure out your design. But let's go ahead and start the video. So, you want to make a jersey. First of all, you gotta figure out your color scheme, right? So, I'll also send a link to the download of this exact template so that you can use it with paint.net and kind of follow along in this video. Okay, so without further ado, what you want to kind of figure out is what color scheme you want to go for. So if you go on the website called Coolers, yes, I know it's very cheesy, but you can use this website to generate a random set of colors. And if you press space, it randomizes the colors for you. So if you find some cool colors, you just keep going. And let's say for this video, we are going to make a jersey that is blue along with this black, so you can actually lock these colors and a brighter blue. So we're gonna get rid of this and we're gonna get rid of this. Usually you want at least 3 colors, 3 to 4 colors for your jersey. Anything more than that or anything less than that makes the jersey look too simple. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you want a Photoshop tutorial on this. I'll also do it on Photoshop. But for this tutorial, I'll keep it nice and simple and only use paint.net. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, you see how you got your template and now you've got your colors. This is the code you need to use. So this is gonna be our base color of the whole jersey. As you can see, the hex code is this number. And if you press more on here, you can set the color here because it says hex. So if you set that color, as you can see, we've got the color now. The next thing you want to do is with your paint bucket, set the tolerance to 0. Change anti-aliasing to the weird staircase one. And then change your pixelated selection quality to the square one. This is so that you don't have any colors going over the edges of the boxes. So that's why I did that. Okay, so now you have your basic color. You go to layer 4, which is the second layer above the background. As you can see, this is the actual jersey layer. You can turn off the shading layer for now. We can turn that back on when we're done. Okay, so first you just fill in your basic color. As you can see, very easy because you've set all your settings. So just follow along as I do. Okay, so that's our first color done. Now what I do is I get the second color. I have to pick between this one or this one for the accent. And what do I mean by the accent? Stuff like the collar here, as well as the little lines you have here. So you get to decide on that using your color scheme for what you want. But for this video, we're gonna use, let's see, the electric blue I think would look pretty cool. So let's use that. So same thing, but this time swap the colors. You can also press X to swap between your colors. And there you go, you have your electric blue. Now you just go in here, zoom in with using Control Plus, by the way. That's the shortcut key. And you can go ahead and fill these as well. Be careful to not obviously go over the edges, otherwise it will do that. And there we go. A simple looking jersey. It's not done yet, but as you can see, you turn on the shading again. And it already looks like we're well on our way to making a good jersey. The next thing we need to figure out is a design. So you would use Google, but in this case I'm going to make a very simple design. And when you're doing designing, you want to select the boxes you're going to work over. As you can see here, here. And then start it on a new layer so that your design is separate from your base color. This is so that if you mess up, you can always just undo this layer and just delete the design itself. So that's why I do that. And as you can see, because we set the paint bucket stuff, that carries on to all of the other tools, which is great, such as the line tool, which is what we're going to be using now. So I'm going to be using the line tool to make some nice stripes that go around our kit right here. So as you can see, if I hold shift and drag, we have a line forming. We can change the brush width to around 10 pixels. We're going to go 8 pixels. As you can see, we have made a line. There's one line. Now, you remember how we had that other blue color as well? We're going to do that as well. So, copy the hex color of this. Put it instead of this purple. We're not going to be using the purple anytime soon. And then do the same thing here. And as you can see, this little square here lets you move it. So let's go ahead and move it a little bit. So that it's pretty close to the other one. Like that. Now, if you know how 3D shapes work, this basically folds to make the right arm, this folds to make the left arm, and this folds to make the torso. So basically what you need to do from here is kind of copy what's going on here and flip it onto the other side, because this is all just gonna fold, right? So that's gonna basically cause, well, let's see, we need to do this, right? We need to copy it with Control-C, Control-V on your keyboard. We need to flip this shape now, like this. As you can see, drag it so that the box kind of matches the border, and there you go. You've literally created a striped jersey that looks very simple. And as you can see, if we add shading, you can see that it starts to look better and better the more stuff we add. The next thing you want to do is probably add, let's say, some text. So I'm gonna be doing that. If you want Japanese text, I'm gonna do Japanese text as well as normal text here on this jersey to show you how it's done. So what you want to do is make another layer under the shading layer, so you can drag it, and then you can call this your front Japanese. So this means that we're going to be using Japanese text. Now if you go to Google Translate and type google.translate, and then you go from English to Japanese, like this, and then you can translate what you want into your Japanese. So in this case, the name of a team. You want the name of a team on the front of a jersey. So we're gonna say Izanami, because that's the name of my team on Roblox. And as you can see, there's no more other translations, so we're just gonna use this. And the best thing to do with these kind of jerseys is to figure out what color you want to use for the font, because that's going to be really important. And I'd say white would actually look pretty good here. So we're adding a fourth color to this jersey. As you can see, if you turn on staircasing, it makes it look less jittery around the edges, a little bit better. So with the Japanese font, you kind of want to decide whether you want it like this, up the top in the middle, or like how I've started doing it is you can space these out like this using your arrow keys and putting your letters on the side of the jersey like that. So I'm gonna put them on the side of the jersey for now. That looks okay, I'd say. And now we're gonna decide on the number. So I always use number 4. We also have to decide on a font. I'm gonna link that font as well, which is a website where you can download all of your fonts for free. Basic is probably the best place to start, actually, now that I think about it. So just download some of these basic fonts. and mess around with what you want. So for this video, I'm gonna use, let's see, a good font for a jersey, which is something like Cafe Nero. So for this, I'm again gonna make a new layer. Front number. Let's say I did say I was number 4, right? For this, you want font size 16. I think 16 looks pretty damn good. And try your best using your eye to position it around the middle. I know, like, this software is good, but it doesn't have lining up. You can't really line up anything all that well. So you're just gonna have to make do with this for now. So there we go. You kind of like zoom in, zoom out, see what looks right to you. I'd say this looks about right. And then for the back, we're gonna make another new layer called back number, as well as the name. So yeah, front number, front Japanese. Now we're gonna go with the back number, use the same font, but this time crank up the size to around 28 pixels. As you can see, the font size is much bigger. This is because the jersey number is usually much bigger on the back of the jersey compared to the front in volleyball. So that's why I'm doing this font size bigger. It might even be a little bit more bigger. This is probably still too small, so we're gonna get rid of it. We're gonna turn it up to like 34. Yeah, this looks good. So there we go. Again, reposition it to where you want it. That looks great. And then you can use a different font for your username. I wouldn't recommend it because you want to keep like one style in general on the jersey. You don't want to just keep changing fonts because it will look too unnatural and too unprofessional. So keep your font the same font, I reckon, for your numbers at least. But if you want to change it for the name, go ahead, as long as the look makes sense to you. And the final thing we're gonna add is the name. So my name in Roblox again is Crew. I'm gonna set the font size to 18 this time. That looks too big because it basically covers the whole back. It's way too big. So we might even go font size 14 for my name. And as you can see, that looks a whole lot better. We're also gonna test this in-game this video, just so that you guys can see how this jersey looks like in-game. So that you can see that this is a good tutorial, hopefully. So if you double click the shading layer, you can decide on how strong you want the shading to be. That depends on the colors that you use as well. If you're using really dark colors, you're gonna have to go higher up on the scale to make it sharper so that you can see the shading on a dark shirt. If it's a bright shirt or like almost white, you want to turn this down so that it doesn't look too sharp and too weird. You know what I mean. But there you go. That should be the jersey made. The basic jersey, very basic. But if we go ahead and press Ctrl, Shift, and S, you can see that we could save it. So you make a normal copy with a paint.net file. We're gonna call this test jersey 1 and save it. And as you can see, it's saved. Now we save it as a PNG for the second one. So we're gonna save it as a PNG. So now we're gonna go into Roblox and we're actually gonna check out this jersey and how it looks like. After saving it as a PNG, by the way, make sure you press Ctrl Z to unflatten your image if you want to make any more changes. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and upload it to Roblox. Bear in mind that this will cost you 10 Robux from now on. I don't know why Roblox is this stupid. they charge you to upload shirts. So even if you're experimenting with like a new design or something, you're gonna be charged, which I think is just plain stupid. Okay, as you can see, our jersey's right here. We're gonna call this a YouTube jersey. As you can see, we've uploaded it to our character profile. You can sell it, do all the stuff that you want. So let's see, let's put it on and let's join some Volleyball 4.2. As you can see, we're naked right now, but you will be the only person to see your jersey in game when it's just uploaded. Because you're the owner of the shirt. So as you can see, we made the jersey. It looks like this. It doesn't look too bad. Especially if you're new to this and you haven't made a lot of jerseys before, it definitely doesn't look that bad. You basically have to just get more inspiration from Google Images. You'd search up volleyball jersey, and then you'd see like different jersey designs, and you would try recreate something like this in paint.net as well as Photoshop. Photoshop is easier for design lists like these where you see a lot of like complex shapes, but for simple shapes like this one, you can get away with using paint.net. Like, it's not that bad. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, comment down below what you want to see next. I hope you found this jersey making guide helpful. Because I've seen a lot of people request how to make jerseys, and this is how I more or less make them. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.